Hello, and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. Tonight, we are joined by psychic and author Lizzy Gale. Welcome to the room, Lizzy. How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure. I mean, before we enter the psychic realm for our Halloween special, can
Mhm.
you tell our listeners about you as an author? Because I know today was a release day, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. So I'd love to hear about your books and tell us about the newest if you can.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, I write mostly paranormal and sometimes sci-fi romance, a little bit on the spicy side, and I love fast-paced. There's usually a little bit of mystery, but I always have to have some sort of magic or something unique in there. Obviously, like even in real life, I need fantasy, so paranormal. So
You're
yeah,
talking
that's
my language. You're talking my language because I write it and I love listening. I'm dive deep into an Audible series now. So yes, you're talking to the right
Oh,
person. Lay it on me.
awesome.
Lay it on me.
Okay. Well, my newest series, and probably my the one that's had the best reception is the Bitten series. The first one is Bitten by Surprise. Second one is Bitten by Trouble, and this new one that just came out today is called Bitten by Betrayal. It is a supposed to be again a fast-paced, quick read, fun paranormal romance with mystery. There's the main male character is a vampire because I've always wanted to write my own vampire, and his name is Julian, and I'm kind of in love with my own vampire, which is maybe weird, but whatever. And, the main female character is actually a psychic, though nothing like me, because she has really cool powers, like she can move things with her mind, control people, that kind of stuff. And her name is Shar. So it's basically, if I were to give a pitch, it would be Charlene Harris, Sookie Stackhouse series meets The X Files if it were fantasy. So that's that.
Not well. I love the Suki Stackhouse series. I have listened to them on Audible. I have all the paperbacks and all the. Don't hate me, but I do love. If I love your book, I
Yeah.
want all the copies. I want the paperback. I want the audibles. I want the
Hey, that is
ebooks.
awesome. Yeah,
It's your.
actually,
Go
it's
ahead.
funny because you mentioned that, but I am actually going to put out the first two books on Audible shortly. I'm waiting for them to be approved, at least the first one. So that's coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually, since I had my studio, that's one of the reasons I started the podcast too, was to become more articulate, bring in my voice tones because I do audibles myself. I start doing
Oh,
them for, I know, right? Here's my own pitch. Cough,
that's
cough.
okay.
um, but I'm trying to do my own work first before I put myself out to, be hired by anyone else who'd be interested in my how I do it because everyone's style is different. Every idea that you have in your head, you want it portrayed a different way.
So true. So true. But you have a
Yeah.
beautiful voice, so I think
Oh,
that's
well,
great.
thank you very much. You got points for that.
Woohoo! No.
You're more than welcome to come back anytime. So, I know you do the psychic. Tell me how you started knowing that you had psychic abilities. Tell me about that.
Okay. So I've always been drawn to it, right? I've always been drawn to like the occult or just kind of psychic stuff or the, ghosts, that kind of thing. Has always interested me ever since I was a kid. So, one of my favorite places to be was the library, obviously, because I'm a writer too and a reader. And I would not only get fiction, but I would also get nonfiction and look these things up and get all into it. And then I'd freak myself out and run away. And I think that that's what happened a couple times in my life. I started with tarot cards back in my 20s, and they were like scary accurate. And at one point, I just got freaked out and like, am I not supposed to be doing this? And I put them away for years. And then about, I'm going to say 7 years ago or so, I just got like re-obsessed with it. especially like mediumship. I loved Kim Russo, The Happy Medium. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but I just got so drawn into it that I just started researching, because that's what I do as an author, right? We go down the rabbit
Mhm.
hole.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I did, and I said, I kept seeing, everybody has some talents, and
Mm.
I just wanted to know what I could do. I'm like, well, maybe I can do something. I've had these moments throughout my life, and then I met some people and did some work on myself. And it was like a door opened, and all of a sudden I could see and talk to my guides. And I thought I was going crazy. I thought my husband was going to have me locked up when I told him, because he's a scientist and engineer.
Right.
But he was really cool about it. He was, say, basically, you do you, that's cool. I don't believe in it, but do whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes I'll say something, and he'll just kind of look confused, like, how am I going to figure this out in some scientific way? I don't know. And then I'm amused. But yeah, that's how it happened. And then I just started practicing, and the more I practiced, the better I got and more confident I got, and started doing readings for people. And I kind of came out, so to speak, on the internet during COVID, and had a really good reception, actually, and got quite busy with readings.
Nice. So now, is that a hobby for you, the readings, or is it an actual business or entity that you do?
So it is a business. I don't know which one is my day job and which isn't, because they're both crazy jobs. I just,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I mean, there are days when I have more readings and it's more about that. And then there's days where I'm just focused on books. So it really kind of goes back and forth and goes in waves. And I'm just
I
open
I
to it.
I could
Yeah,
see how one would fuel the other, to be honest. I could really see that.
absolutely.
I'd
Absolutely.
love it would be so cool if you had a series that kinda, you know what I mean, took your life as a fiction thing where you were the psychic solving crimes or murders. I would so freaking read it. I would. It'd be like, "Oh, yeah, this is a
Well, I mean, I have a murder mystery series with a psychic, but again, it's not like me. I don't think I can write like so close to real life. Like, I don't know if I could do that, but I do take elements of it. So like in my books, if she's looking at auras, for example, I will use actual colors that I see in people and say what they mean to me. So if you see that in my book, that's actually something from my life that I put in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, we were gonna do a psychic reading today, and
Yeah.
like I said, I have no familiarity at all as far as how they go. So, walk me through about what we're gonna do.
Okay, absolutely. So everybody reads a little bit differently. Um, my style is not like your typical, I'm not a fortune teller. What I tell people about the future is there are paths, there are likely paths that we are on, but we all have free will choice, and our choices and other people's choices can change what happens, right? So
Okay.
yeah, so sometimes guides will give me little snippets or say, you need to say this about their path forward, and I will. But typically speaking, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're going to meet this person on this date in the future and this is going to happen, because I can't guarantee for sure it will. You might make a different choice.
Right.
So what I do is I get information that will help you in your current place where you are now, and kind of whatever's happening now, to kind of help with that, find the root of the problem, clear it, and kind of make the way so that you can move on your best path forward.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I work. What I'll do is I'll start getting information, and my motto is, if I see it, I say it. Sometimes I see weird shit. I'm sorry if I can't swear.
No,
Um,
no, not a little bit, but that's all right. We'll blurp that out later.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
like,
you're fine.
sometimes I see
It's
things that are just a little strange. Like I've seen, I'll be like, I see a chicken, and oh, we grew up on a farm. Okay, okay. But but sometimes they're like, I don't know what that is, and that's fine too. Sometimes it'll come into play later, and I've had people say, in a future reading, oh my God, I didn't think that meant anything, and then this happened. So you never know. But yeah, so I will start to tell you what I'm getting. And then I like to get some feedback. So I like to have a conversation with people. I like to know what resonates, what doesn't resonate. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask the questions. I like to believe the information is not actually coming from me. It is coming from your guides and my guides. And
Okay.
it's not necessarily going to be an answer that you're expecting or an easy one or a yes or a no. Sometimes it is, but
Right.
so that's kind of how it
Now,
goes.
when you speak of guides, is this
Yes.
how do you refer to that?
Okay.
That
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like assume things
no, no,
sometimes.
that's
So
all right. That's all right.
um
That's what I'm here for, to ask.
so we all have everybody has spirit guides, and basically they are people either that we have known in our lives or past lives. It depends,
Hmm.
you may not prescribe to that, but that's my experience. And so they're what I call soul family. So they're there to help guide you on the right path, on the path that you wanted in this life or that you intended. And so, I believe in angels as well. Some people might call them by different names. They might be like, interdimensional beings or whatever. I don't really care. The idea is the same, right? And so to me, the difference between a guide and an angel is angels, you have to ask for intervention. Like they're waiting, but you have to give them permission to please intervene in my life. Like, help me, you know?
Right. Right.
Whereas guides will, trip you if they really need to get you to see something.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so,
Now, can the guide be a past loved one? Is that what I'm understanding there?
absolutely it can be, yes. There's usually one that's with you throughout your entire life, but some of them come and go. And so often there will be a loved one who has decided, I'm going to stay with this person and help them through
Right.
things. So,
Because I'm
yes.
the reason I asked more specifically is I don't know how much I know you're a friend of Laura's as well,
Yeah.
and so Laura and I speak off and on all the time. She's like a daughter to me, even though there's
Aw.
only a few years between us. I could have had her at 5 years old. It's okay. I'll take that. That tells you I'm about six. I think I'm about 6 years older than her.
Aw.
Um, but I've taken her as mine. So my father recently passed in March.
I'm sorry.
So, well, thank you. So I'm curious about that. I mean, I would lie. I don't, it'd be a lie if I didn't say, I'm curious if dad will reach out in any way, shape.
Okay.
But anyways, that is very interesting. So how do we begin?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of connect to you a little bit and see what we get. As far as your dad goes, I can ask if he would like to kind of come into the space with past loved ones. That's considered mediumship, and I do that. You can't always control the other side, so it
Right.
depends who I'm going to get and when it's going to happen. But we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so let's see what I get. Um, does a peace sign mean anything to you? I'm
Mm,
thinking with your father, actually.
he was
Mm,
in Vietnam.
okay.
So,
Because I was reaching for him first, to be
okay.
honest. And that was the first thing that I saw. So I guess that's a sign of the times. Okay. Let's see. So I don't know if this is him, but I'm seeing a gentleman and he has a beard.
No.
Not him, okay. But I am
No.
seeing someone, so that's really interesting. Now let's see who this is though, because,
Okay.
um, that's interesting that someone else would jump in. That does happen. That does happen because sometimes there are okay, so when you pass, your personality stays the same.
Okay.
So sometimes some people are a little pushier than other people.
Well, I'm thinking of someone that it could be, but I don't wanna,
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, it's dark hair for sure. It
Yeah.
looks neatly trimmed
Mhm.
ish. um, that's what's coming through. So what I do is the things that stick out to me are the things that I bring up because those are the things they're trying to get through, right?
Right.
Um, so this gentleman, he has like a button down shirt. It's almost like I don't want to say Hawaiian shirt, but maybe like something like that, like a print, you know what I mean? Um, I don't know why I'm seeing him physically first, but hey, I'll take it.
Okay.
Let's see. Could this be like an uncle figure or somebody that was like felt like an uncle? That's what I'm kind of getting with him.
um Laura and I are communicating in Messenger, and she's like, is this on Jeff's side? And I'm like, who I'm thinking it is, but I was waiting to see how much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to
No, it's
hand it to
okay.
you
That's
because I,
okay. I mean, whatever. It's all cool. But it's up to you if you want to, but you do think it's someone in particular.
yes,
Okay. The next thing that I'm getting is he's a little bit overweight in the stomach, I'm thinking.
a little bit, but just
Okay.
like a little pot belly,
Yeah, like a little
not
pouch.
overly
Like,
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what he's showing me. I don't know why he's showing me that, but he's showing me that. Okay. Um,
He's like,
he's
tell
got,
her about my stomach.
yeah,
Laura.
I know. Yeah, I know that's so weird, but that's what I'm getting. I told you sometimes I get weird stuff, but that's what I'm getting.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What does his skin tone look like?
I'm seeing like it's lighter. It's like a light brown.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Like a brown, but brown.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much hair does he have?
Not a ton,
Not a ton.
actually. He's
Yeah.
got like I don't know if it's like a fringe or something, but
Fringe. Well,
it,
if it's who I think it is, it would be Gene, and that is my godfather.
okay. Okay. Well, he's smiling, so I'm gonna assume that's a yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Kind of giving the thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm getting, I guess he doesn't, I can't hear him as well. I can see it. Sometimes I get it through different, senses. So that's
Mhm.
interesting. But with him, it's more sight than sound or feeling, which is normally how they come in. He couldn't wait to see you.
Aw.
He is like saying that he's has been trying to get through to you and he hasn't been able to. Have you noticed any messages that you thought might have been from him?
No, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'm the best in tunes.
Okay.
I had a dream from my dad shortly after he passed away, and but
Yeah.
you
That
know
that
that's
is
just
very
yeah.
common. Commonly
And
how
then
people come through.
we
So
had we have some cameras at my mother's house, and we've seen some foggy images
oh,
there where my father
okay.
sits, and it's not always there. And it
Right.
doesn't matter what time of the day. You can literally tell that, like, somebody's sitting there.
That's so
And,
cool.
yeah, so that's why I was so curious is, like, to touch base with my dad. But no,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not the most in tune person. You would have to literally come up and blow my hair, and then I'd be like, "Where'd that wind come from?"
I think you
I
might be
got a
giving
window open here. Where's the air?
you might be giving Gene ideas. I don't know. We'll see if anybody blows your hair now.
Yeah. Well, recently, shortly before my father passed away, Gene's um and I don't remember. I think she's the eldest. His eldest daughter passed away, and my father, my mother, and myself, my siblings, my sister, my oldest sister was more closer to her because they were closer in age.
Mhm.
But they were like extended family, so we all went to the funeral, and that was shortly before my father passed.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
I'm
that
sorry.
could be why. Maybe because I was there, and I
Yeah,
brought my parents to be there, so that could be something of that.
I think so, and I think he's grateful for that. And I
You
think go ahead.
No, I was just saying, we've gotten quite a bit of likes in the room, so apparently your readings are going well.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I try and I'm not trying to like the person who tries to take somebody for a ride or whatever. I'm
Oh,
genuinely
no.
trying to
Yeah,
connect and help. And, it's one of those things. So, yeah, and people make mistakes and that's okay. It's not a perfect thing. It's like learning another language, really, because they
right.
can't, somebody's not going to just come sit down with me right here and start talking in full sentences. That doesn't happen. It's very rare.
Mhm. Mhm.
so
Right.
so I have to interpret what I'm getting. So that's part of the issue. But yeah, and I think that was important that Gene come through because I think it meant a lot to him that you were there, and I think he's trying to be there for you now because
Hmm.
of your dad passing. He's nodding, yes. So
Mhm.
he's giving you his love and support. Okay, now that we've spoken to him for a minute, I'm gonna try to see what's going on with your dad. So give me a sec here. Part of this is
Okay.
hard because it's like I have to stop for a minute, and we're on a
Oh,
podcast.
no,
So.
I understand. I'm letting you lead the show, don't it's not a
Okay.
problem.
Mm, I don't know. Again, let's see if this is him. But did he have diabetes by chance or
No.
something like that?
No,
I'll tell you why
but
I asked.
if
No,
that's
go
who
ahead.
you're if I know who you're going with this.
Okay. Okay.
So, if you give me a little bit more if you're able to give me a little more description, I'll
Well,
tell you who I believe it is.
okay, the thing is my fingers are tingling, and that usually is like neuropathy. And so
Mhm.
typically if somebody who I'm speaking to passed away, that's what comes through, that had diabetes. So um oh, okay. Actually, is this a female?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm getting this, but I'm feeling the finger thing. Okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
Try to clear everybody else out.
They're just all coming to you like, "Hey, we feel this
Seriously.
gate open."
It's a little hard. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the challenges is actually being able to get just the person that you're looking for.
Right.
So it could also be that I could be picking up people for people that are listening. It's
True.
it can get crazy. So let's see what I
Well,
can
if
do.
anyone in the room, if what Lizzie is saying, if it sounds familiar, please speak up in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. Oh,
Well, I mean, my
gosh.
mom had diabetes, but she hasn't come through in a long time, no matter what. So I don't know if it's her or not.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. So I did kind of pick up a female. Oh, let's see if it's mom.
I mean, basically anybody in my family, it like kind of runs. It's the gift they gave me. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Hmm.
kind of seeing hair that's pulled up high, maybe in a bun kind of style or like a updo ish. Does that
Mm,
sound? I don't know
no.
that this is your mom though, because she's looking older, to be honest with you. She's looking like a
Oh,
grandma, H.
Wait.
So, oh,
Yeah, okay, that's not me then, because yeah, maybe
sorry.
Ari. Does that resonate with you?
It with the hair being tightly up in a bun, the only thing that comes from mind is my mother's grandmother, but I'd never met her or have any connection, but that would be the one. I don't even know if she had sugar.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm gonna guess that that's who it is because it seems to match the most. But yeah, she's quiet, that's for sure. But she's strong, is how I would describe her. And so that's what's coming through with her. So if that sounds like the personality of your mom's grandma, I mean, I don't know if you know or not, but
Yeah, she was very strong. She didn't care for my mother as much, so it would be really shocking that she would,
okay.
because a lot of people say that I look a lot like my mother, so it would be really shocking that she would be on my side for anything, but you
Well,
never can tell.
if we asked her, it could be that she sees things a little bit differently now that she's passed, to be
Could
honest.
be, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Laura, but do you want to share what you just sent me? Because
Oh
that
yeah,
was kind of cool.
Uh, when as soon as we connected to the podcast, like all of us were, on. Well, I wasn't on the mic yet, but I was in the room. My camera started going off, saying that it detected a person, and there's nothing there. And it's happened before, but it was just it's kind of funny that as soon as she connected on there, and I mean I was in the room, and you guys started talking, and as soon as Lizzy connected and you guys started talking, my camera started going off that there was a person detected, and of course when I go look, there's nothing there.
Oh, I feel that, because remember what I told you about turning off the sensitivity of my cameras? We had them out in Jeff's building, and they would just go on, and you would see all these kind of different figures in the barn. And it was, yeah. But, like I said, I'm not hypersensitive to that, so I'm always like, could be the lighting. It's a bug.
I'd go and tell her, like,
Yeah, I see all these figures, but
and she's like, no, it could be stupid electric or something,
Yeah, it's a bug. It's the light. It's a heat spot in the room. That's all it is. It's generating off a lawnmower. It has to. Just saying.
yeah, once I started opening to this stuff, it's like sometimes I hear people make excuses, and I'm like, isn't it more likely it's actually a ghost? Because some of these things are so complicated.
No, I know.
It's like, how hard are you going to try to deny this? I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, some things, yes, you can explain, but I think that things happen for a reason, and coincidences aren't really coincidences. So that's just me.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, let me get back to you. I'm going to try to try to reach your dad later, but for right now, I want to try to read you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So since so many people are trying to kind of come in, so let's see. Okay. So what I'm getting with you, Ari, is that I'm getting a lot of this is going to sound funny, but I'm getting a lot of sizzle. I'm getting a lot of like energy with you that you're putting out there. So you are, I want to say you are focused. You are like, you have this like drive, and it's impressive. You are very good with communication, but we kind of already knew that, but I am seeing that.
Yeah.
And you actually, despite what you've just told me, I think you actually have a really good connection to spirit. So I hate to tell you that, but yeah.
Yeah, beer, wine.
Not that kind, sorry. Although that could be fun too.
in all honesty, I'm open. I'm open-minded. I don't just believe in, one God, one spirit. I believe in a lot
Mhm.
of things make up our world.
Yeah.
So I'm open to a lot of things. I
Okay.
just in my lifetime I just haven't seen, you know what I mean? Like those things, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you see in Poltergeist, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, most
I've
people
never
don't wanna see that much. I mean, who
yeah.
really wants that in real life, right? I mean, it happens, it's rare, but a lot of if you talk to just about anyone, they will be able to tell you an experience. Even if they don't believe in it, they'll say, "I don't believe it. Oh, there's this one time, but, but I still don't believe in ghosts."
Right.
So, it's interesting. But I do. I think you have a really good clear connection if you wanted to use it. The other thing that I see about you is that you have worked on your self-esteem. And that is an area that a lot of people struggle with. But what I'm seeing from you is confidence. And I think that that's really beautiful. And I just wanted
Oh,
to tell you that.
well, thank you. It's like this. I'm confident that I write the book, I'll read it. If no one else does.
Hey,
Well, Laura reads it, but she's on the payroll. It doesn't count.
oh, it was before
Oh,
that.
I'm sure it's amazing. You're so funny.
I try.
Oh. Well, that is the basic gist of what I'm getting about you. We can get a little more specific if you like, but that's what the general reading I would give you is.
Ooh,
Right.
more specific.
So how far can you see as far as successes? Am I open to them? Are they coming? Because are they coming?
Oh,
All right, let's take a look. Okay. What I am seeing for you is that there's a path there to success for sure. Um, it's like it's almost hidden. Okay. You have to actually like look for it. It's not going to jump out at you. You have to do the work to get to it.
I
Um,
knew it.
it's not like a lot, right? It's not like, what they're showing me is like it's like you're in a forest and there's leaves on the ground and the path is kind of covered by the leaves. So kind of pushing them around, you would see it. That's the metaphor that I'm getting, which is a lot better than say you were having to dig through a snowstorm or something, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better.
I mean, it is. It's a lot easier to move some leaves around.
Right.
But the point is that it's, I think you're wanting it. Well, obviously, I mean, we all do want it to be very clear and open and obvious, right?
Right.
But I think the message is that you have to tread carefully and be meticulous, pay attention to details.
Right.
Yeah, because if you
Well,
try to leap forward too far, too fast, that's when you could be in trouble.
I'll be honest with you, when I look at success, I'm just looking at the completion of projects without stoppers. You know what I mean? Without having to stop in my life to get things done, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, don't get me wrong. If someone were to come to me and they were like, gonna offer me a movie deal for something, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna turn that down,
No.
but for me, success is just being able to reach. Oh yeah, someone just in the room says no lunch until the job is done. Yeah, you got it, right? Right? Right. I know. I'm 100% on there. So I get it. For me, it's just if I'm able to reach someone with the writing, and
Yes.
I'm very honest about my work. I put it on my covers that I'm this unorthodox author. if you don't like different things, put this book down and run, So, but if I can reach one reader, and it has happened in my life, I have pulled back, because as you know, with any success, there's always the negative. And so when I've gone too far, I've gotten the negative.
Mm,
And so it always stops me, you know what I mean, for pushing too far in it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because, when you get that 5-paragraph read knocking your books from here and there, but then still asking you where book 5 is, you're like,
Well,
yeah.
um, yeah. Well, you let me tell you what I tell my clients, which is, when you hear
Mm,
things from other people, that is really not about you, it's about them, you know?
yeah.
You need to speak your truth with love and respect, right? And
Mhm.
usually this is about like a conversation, like if you tell someone something and they have a bad reaction to it, but I think you can apply it to writing too and reviews because honestly, it's really, if somebody's going to spend their time writing that, it's because something is going on with them, right? And
Right.
why are they focusing on this? What is making that happen? That's the kind of stuff, that they would need to look at. It's what it triggers in you that matters. So if it does trigger you, and of course it would, if somebody's saying something negative about, something that you wrote,
Oh, it
then,
basically taught me not to read the reviews anymore. I
and
mean,
that's
like,
a good lesson.
yeah, it is. It is. Because I used to do the book tours and do all that stuff, and my numbers were going up, but when your numbers go up, then there's also the increasing of the negativity.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
to me, I look at the writing, and I'm sure you do as well, as art, as an art form, because not
Yeah.
every artist paints with the same brush or in the same pattern.
That's true.
So for me, I look at writing in the same context that it's an art form. So I pulled back on a lot of that. Don't get me wrong, and I love writing. And then, of course, when my father got sick, I pulled back a lot with the work. I mean, I have 5 books on my table, so I know what you're saying, that I need to do the work.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, they know, and it's like what you're kind of describing is, baby steps, right? Is doing a
Yes.
little bit and focusing on one little thing at a time. And yeah, and that's okay. And that's how you get there.
Mhm.
But kind of don't forget to look at the view, to stop and just enjoy where you are too. Because I think that can happen really easily. If
Yes.
you've always got a goal in mind, and I get like that too, believe me, I get it. But,
So, what can
yeah.
you do you see anything about my home life as far as, like, what's happening here on our property? Is any of that did I lose you, Lizzie?
Oh, I'm here, I'm just looking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's alright. I asked the question, it was like crickets, "Chirp, chirp, chirp, chirp." I was like, "Okay, maybe
I was just
did
trying
I
to look.
lose you? Are you there?"
Do you have kids?
Mm.
Besides
I
me.
have Laura. Yeah, besides Laura, I have Laura, and I have
Okay,
my nieces and
okay,
nephews.
And she
okay.
has my daughter.
Yeah, and a granddaughter.
Aw.
Do you sense anything else that maybe relates to someone in the room?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Um, let's see. I don't know what would go to who, so I don't think I should go there. Um, there's somebody that has a connection to someone that was in the military. That is a definite, and I know you said your dad was actually, so
Yeah, my dad
pretty
was in Vietnam, yeah,
yeah,
and
pretty
he was a medic.
okay. I don't know if that means he's showing up or not, but he is with you for sure. Um, there's a message about, gosh, and I don't know if he's speaking of himself or, trying to tell you, but it's about, thinking things have to be a certain way and not being, flexible, basically. But it's not always like that, and you have to relax and allow things to happen. And again, I don't know if that's like a message for you or that was him,
Mm-hmm.
that was like that. But I'm pretty confident that this is dad now.
Okay.
I feel a lot of love.
Mm.
Um, he's reminding me to let you know that sometimes when you're down or when things are hard, the vibration, it can affect the vibration. And basically, when you're communicating with spirit, when you're communicating with the other side, it's about vibrations kind of being close to each other. So sometimes when people are grieving or having a very hard time, it's harder to actually feel or sense their loved one around because their vibration is too low. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I think that he's saying that because it's like, I'm here with you, whether you feel me or not. And you may not feel me and you're going through crap, right? But but know that I'm here. And yes, that's him in the chair.
In his chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Mom says that he moves the camera around at their house and she'll say, Dale, what are you looking for? And then it stops.
Oh, yeah. He's there for sure. Huh. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it for you.
Well, thank you so much for being on tonight. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thanks for being so open.
Oh, well, you're welcome. You have to come back next time.
I'd love to.
Oh, awesome. You bring another book on, we'll just turn it in right to the books if you'd like, and we can dive a little bit deeper into the series.
Okay, sounds good.
That sounds
Awesome. So, guys, we're in that time of the podcast where I do our little Amazon of the deal. And tonight, being that Halloween is so near, and we even have beggars' nights around here. I can't believe that. Time has passed so quickly. Well, our deal tonight is Art Creative Halloween Pumpkin Decorating Stickers. 12 large sheets, jack-o'-lantern decoration kit, 26 total stickers of cute Halloween decor ideas, treat gifts and crafts for kids, 6x9, style 12-pack. Now this is down 11%, guys. It used to be what, $8.97, and now it is now $7.97. It'll be in the bio. So if you're interested, I'll put the link for you guys. Have a great evening. Thank you again. And again, Lizzy, thank you so much. Laura, to my counterpart, love you as always. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye for now.